If Elias Pettersson continues to be this bad for the Vancouver Canucks, they are going to run into massive issues long term. This has been a while, and he's only a couple of years removed from a 100-point pace as a player, and I just am not getting this. Now, we're going to go over some reasons why this is happening and what the Canucks can do to solve this, but welcome back to Pixel Plus Hockey. If you can make sure to hit that subscribe button, it would be so greatly appreciated, and thank you so much to those that are already supporting me as well. So the one thing that I want to draw your attention to when it comes to Elias Pettersson, because I'm going to be fair on both sides. I'm not just going to trash Elias Pettersson, but I want to be fair. I want to say, okay, what could be causing this and what are the issues? He's playing with some pretty decent players. I know he plays with Brock Besser and Jake DeBrusk, and these guys are players. You can't just always make the excuse up for him. Here's the problem, though. On average time on ice right now, he's getting 15 minutes and 58 seconds average time on ice. That is essentially third line time that he's getting. Now, you can always say, should the player have to earn the ice time or should it be the other way around? Or is Coach Foote, is he just overthinking this, right? That's always going to be the argument from the other side. And I understand what people are saying with that. You have to get star players in position to succeed. But this has been a long time coming where Pettersson just has not been himself for a long time. Now, the Vancouver Canucks could have traded him before July 1st, 2025. They could still trade him, but he has no trade protection before that, right? His trade protection kicked in on July 1st, 2025. And that is a complex thing because it's like, maybe they should have already moved him. Now, to be fair, I'm going to be consistent on this. I was advocating for them keeping him simply because I just find it ridiculous how far he has fallen. I cannot only blame the ice time, okay? I understand some people are going to say ice time. I'm seeing this a lot from, the Canucks faithful and online, voices for the Canucks. I understand that. But you can't only blame that. He just has not been himself, and it's flooring as to what is going on with this guy. He's hardly creating offense. He's not getting enough shots on goal. He's not impacting the game in the way that he should be impacting the game, like at the very least a solid top six forward. He's just not doing that. So what is the solution? Right now, I kind of agree with the Canucks fans that are saying just give him a lot of ice time with good teammates. That you really just don't have any other choice. Because if you put him down in the lineup, Elias Pettersson is known for being a bit of a head case. He's just going to... That's not going to help the situation. I would just give him over 20 minutes, feed him minutes, and just hopefully he can figure it out. And obviously you hope to yourself, if he's able just to get that ice time, get a lot of power play time, hopefully he can just figure it out. The Vancouver Canucks have obviously not had a very good start. I will say one thing, that I was a complete advocate of them keeping Pius Suter. I think that he is a very good player. I think he's a good quality two-way center. I've said that time and time again, that I was like, why did they not just keep this guy? Like, he legitimately is pretty good, and they could use him right now. Now, I understand that it would be Elias Pettersson, Hedl, and then Suter. That's not the strongest center position, but at least it's a little bit better than it is now. And Suter didn't even get paid that much. But we shouldn't be talking about that too much because that's kind of in the past. Now, what exactly can the Canucks do in the future? Right now, they can give Elias Pettersson a bunch of minutes with good teammates. You don't have any other choice there. When it comes to Braden Coots, for example, they sent him down. That was a good thing. Don't keep this kid up during this train wreck. You don't want to just screw up this kid. The Vancouver Canucks have a legitimately good player there. Put him down and just leave him aside. Let him go to Seattle and let him develop. When it comes to a player like Aatu Räty, I would start giving him more and more minutes. I liked how he's looked. I think he's actually a pretty good player for the Canucks. I've pressured on this a couple of times. I understand he has some flaws in his game. I'm not trying to sit here and say Aatu Räty is a perfect player and there's no flaws. I understand his skating looks a bit whack and I get it. But I think that the Canucks have a legitimate player there. He's pretty good and he can play some level of center. I'm not really sure if he's like a full-time center, but he has some ability there and some offensive ability. You're just going to have to elevate the top guys, and you're just going to have to, hopefully, they just figure it out eventually, right? Now, it looks like Demko is going to have a better season. I don't know about you guys, but I actually really have liked Demko so far. I think he's been pretty good. I have him on my fantasy team as well, and he's been pretty good. So here we have an interesting quote. Since the EP40 contract extension signed on March 2nd, 2024, Kiefer Sherwood has scored more goals than Elias Pettersson. Sherwood is currently signed to a $1.5 million contract, close quote. So it's pretty bad. But again, it's just through 3 games. I want to be clear, though, with my opinion on this. I am floored that he didn't come out, and even if he's only getting 16 minutes a game, I don't care. I'm surprised that he hasn't come out and just been a little bit more impactful, in my opinion. I'm just surprised that, like, he hasn't been better. I was banking on this. I was like, Elias Pettersson is going to have a great season this year, and unfortunately, it just has not come true. The reality of paying players big like this is that you pay players for what they've produced and what they're going to produce in the future, okay? So you're hoping that obviously Vancouver doesn't have a situation like this where they have a Jonathan Huberdeau situation. And what I mean by that is a player that, like, he signs in Calgary and he just completely falls off. Do you understand what I mean? Like, if they have Elias Pettersson at 11.6 for like 7 more years, he's a UFA at the age of 33 and 2032. The Vancouver Canucks have a massive issue on their hands. This is not a small problem. This is a big problem. So you're kind of in the situation where you need this guy to perform, and then if he stays on like a 50 to 55-ish point pace, like a pretty good center, getting paid this amount, what do? You are in that type of situation where he's not even performing up to the expectation of his contract. If he was even performing average, it wouldn't be that bad, right? It wouldn't be that bad. Let's say he was scoring 75 points, 80 points for an $11.6 million player. You can deal with that. Do you know what I mean? You can deal with that. That's okay. That's fine. That's decent production. He's not completely killing you. You cannot have this guy playing like this. So obviously this is a big issue. I'm really just hoping that they can straighten it out. I think that they can. I still think that they can. I will say this. I think that Elias Pettersson is going to be better this year. I think that he's going to have one night. The coach has to get him out there and he has to be playing with talented players. Just talk to Elias Pettersson and be like, buddy, who cares? Go out. You're an NHL player. You're skilled. You're a great player. Just go out there and just have fun. That's what I would be I would be taking all the pressure off him. Who cares, right? It doesn't matter, and just go out there and just play. This kid needs to just have a complete reset because the reality is, though, is he just does need to produce at a much higher level. Anyways, guys, I just really wanted to touch on Elias Pettersson. Hopefully this gets better for them. If you could make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, guys, and make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.